Hello, I hope you are doing great. This is the next lesson of algebra where we will study algebraic fraction. So till now I have explained you solution of linear equations, quadratic equations. So I explained you three methods to solve a quadratic equation. One was factorization, another one was quadratic formula, and the third one was completing square, which we did in last lesson. For linear equation, I explain you that in order to find out the value of x, you need to shift all the numbers to the right side and keep x on the left side. And then you will find out the value of x in that way. By the way, the question which says that solve, so I explained you last time that it means you need to find out the value of x. So we did that in linear equations, we did that in quadratic equations. All right. So now we will do the combination of linear equations and quadratic equation. We will solve uh, different questions on that. I will explain you how to do them. By the way, I explain you taking common, right? So in these questions, we will be solving those type of questions as well. So let's try example number one. We need to simplify that. Okay. If you see this word, it says simplify. Last time when we were solving linear equations and quadratic equations, there was a word which said solve. Okay, that was solve. You need to find out the value of x in that, but here it says simplify, so you need to simplify that. No need to find out the value of x or y. So let's solve that question. All right, so now you can see uh, we have a numerator, different numbers in numerator like 21 x power 3 and y square, 14x y cube. Like some terms are in numerator and some are in denominator. By the way, let me explain you that if you have like x square in numerator and x in denominator, so x square actually means that x times x, right? And divide by x. So you can cancel out this x with that x. So the answer will be x. So it means x square divided by x is x. So you can cancel them out. So similarly, we will cancel x and y over here. Let me simplify this question. This is the question number one. So I will um, solve that question in a very simple and easy way. So I will write that 7 times 3. I can write x cube as x times x times x and y square as y times y divided by 14. I can write as 7 times 2 times x is just 1 and y cube y is 3, so y times y times y. Now I will start cancelling them. So you can see this 7 can cancel out with that 7. This x can cancel out with this x, y and y. So what is left? We will write that this 3 is left, this x, that x, this 2 and that y. So we got x times x is x square. Okay, so 3x square divided by 2y. So that is the answer, and this is the simplification version of that question. We simplified that. By the way, this step is not necessarily to do. I have just explained you that how does that work. For example, there are 2y in numerator, there are 3y in denominator, so you cancel those 2y with the 2y in the denominator, so y will be there in the denominator. Okay, so you can do them this type of question directly as well, but for simplification purpose and to understand, to explain you that in an easy way, I do that. I did that. Now let's solve question number 2. All right. So this question again says simplify. There is x square minus 16 in the numerator, and we have a quadratic equation in the denominator. Okay. So first we will think that how the solution is possible. So if I look at the numerator, it is it looks like a square minus b square formula, which I explained you in the previous lessons, right? Because I can write 16 as b square, like 4 square. I can replace that for 16 by 4 square. So it will become like a square minus b square, and then that is equal to a plus b and a minus b. And the question, the part in the denominator is quadratic equation. And I explain you three methods: factorization, quadratic formula, and completing square. Three method. So you can apply any of them. So let's apply, let's solve question. So I can write the numerator as minus 4 square. For now, I will write the denominator as it is. We will do that in the next step. Or let's do this here. Now, x square minus 4 square is equal to x plus 4 and x minus 4. So I will replace that by x plus 4 and x minus 4. And now let's solve uh, that quadratic equation, which is x square plus 2x minus 8 equals 0. So now let's do that by factorization. So product is minus 8, sum is equal to 2. So let's find out a number, a pair. When we multiply them we get minus 8, and add them we get plus 2. 4 and minus 2 is the pair. Let's put it in the equation. Take common from the first two, and then take common from the last two. Take minus 2 common. You can see x plus 4 and x plus 4 are the same. So write x plus 4 as 1 bracket, and write x minus 2, what is left in the next bracket. Make both of them equal to 0. I think no need of that. So we can just put this thing, because we don't want to solve it, we want to simplify that. So we will just write x plus 4 and x minus 2 in place of that quadratic equation. So let's do that. Now I will replace that by this, and I will replace the denominator by this. X plus 4 will cancel out with x plus 4. So at the end, x minus 4 divided by x plus 4, x minus 2. That is the answer. This is the solution. That is the, this is what the question says, simplify, and we have simplified that. Let me show you in the book. Check that, x minus 4 and x minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is the answer. Now let's solve the question. This one, it says simplify, and there is a division sign in the middle. Okay, this is a new type of question. So whenever there is division sign and there are two fractions given, algebraic fraction. This one is an algebraic fraction, that one is an algebraic fraction, two algebraic fraction. There is a division in the middle. How to solve this question? Now let's do that one. All right, so the first step which I will do here, I want to convert this division form into multiplication form. And how is that possible? I will just flip this fraction like that. Okay, I will take the numerator to the denominator and a denominator to the numerator. So I will just flip the fraction on the right side, and you can then convert that division into multiplication sign. So let's do that. Replace that by by multiplication sign and flip this fraction. So we have four different uh, algebraic equations or expression. This is the first one. We will solve it. We will solve this one, that one, and that one. So now let's analyze what does all these and how to solve them. If you see, that is x square minus, yeah, a square minus b square formula. So we can apply a square minus b square formula, which is a plus b, a minus b. Okay, so we can apply that here. The denominator equation, that is a simple, that is very clear, that is a quadratic equation. So we will solve that quadratic equation separately, and then we will put the answer just over here. We will just replace the answer by this quadratic equation. We can take common from here, that is a common question. This one is also common. We can take 2 common here, we can take x common in that case. Take x common, take 2 common. Okay, so we will do all these operations in the rough work, and then we will just put all the answers here, and we'll replace all these expressions, and then we will solve it. So let's solve all these in the rough work. This is rough work. So let me write this, the first one, x square minus 4, that is actually equals to x square minus 2 square, right? And I explained you the formula. Try to understand this formula, this is very important, and that is an easy formula as well. A plus b into a minus b. So that is a, this one is b, so I will replace that by x plus 2 and x minus 2. So I need to replace that thing by this thing. Okay, we will do that at the end. Now let's solve further. I will now take this one because that is simple. This is just taking common. X square minus 3x. So take common. So x is common, very clear. So this is what we got. That is the second one. We will replace this thing by this one. Now let's do this one. 2x plus 4, that is also common question. Just take common. 2 is common here. X plus 2. That's it. And now finally let's write the quadratic equation and solve that one, the last one. So the quadratic equation, now I will solve this question by factorization. So product is equal to minus 12, sum is equal to plus 1. So the pair will be 3 and 4. 3 comma 4, but one of them, this one is minus, that one is plus, so then that, yeah, that is possible. So let's put it here. Take common from the first two and then from the last two. X is common there, so x minus 3 plus 4 is common, x minus 3 equals 0, and you can see these two brackets are the same. Write the common bracket and then write what is left, so x plus 4. So this is what we will replace these two by that quadratic equation. Now let's replace all the expression here by what we got in the rough work. So x square minus 4, I got this thing, so let's replace that here. X plus 2, x minus 2, divide by what I got in the quadratic equation is x minus 3 and x plus 4 times then x square minus 3x, we got this thing, x bracket x minus 3 divide by, and we got 2x plus 2 as this one, so it will be 2x plus 2. Now you can see some expressions are some factors are in the numerator, some are in denominator. So let's see, can we cancel out some brackets? Yes, we can cancel out this one with that one. There is multiplication in the middle, so therefore we can do that. If you write plus here or minus here, then you cannot cancel that x minus 3 with x minus 3, but since there is multiplication, you can do that. This x plus 2 will be cancelled out with that x plus 2. Now let's see what is left. This is left, and let's write them. That will be the answer. That is x. So this is how you simplify that question. Okay, that is the answer. We simplified that question and that is the answer. So very simple, you just need to apply the rules which you have learned in this chapter. So that's it. Check, compare it with that, the same thing. Now let me explain you, when there is addition, when there is plus or minus in the middle of algebraic fraction, the one we did, when there is division, what you need to do, you need to convert that into multiplication, and I explain you that you will replace all these by simplified version and then put it all these here and then cancel out, because there is multiplication, you can cancel out. What will happen if there is addition or subtraction? How you will solve these type of fraction? Algebraic fraction, we are talking about algebraic fraction. If you remember, in chapter number 1, in section number 1, I explained you how to add or subtract two fraction in numbers form. Okay, I told you that you need to do cross multiplication method. So the same thing we will do here. The same thing we will do. So let's solve that fraction. 1 divided by x plus 1 and x minus 2. Okay, so I explained you there that you need to do cross multiplication. So multiply this with that and multiply this one with that. Okay, cross multiplication. So x minus 2 times 1 is, write x minus 2 here. You can write them in the bracket, and x plus 1 and x plus 1 times 1 is x plus 1. Remember, there is plus, you must write plus over here. Okay, so you need to follow that sign. So it's plus there, you must write plus here. If there is minus, you minus. And for denominator, I explained you, if you remember, that you need to multiply these two together and write them in the denominator. So it will become x plus 1 and x minus 2. That is the method, and that is the answer. By the way, if you want to solve that further, so remove these brackets. Let's remove them. X minus 2 plus x plus 1 divided by the denominator x plus 1 into x minus 2. Now that x and this x will become 2x. You remember the first lesson of this section. X plus x is 2x. So 2x minus 2 plus 1 minus 1. Again the first section, and keep that x plus 1 and x minus 2. So that would be the answer. That is the answer. This is the simplified version of the question given. Let's solve few more questions related to uh, algebraic fractions. Okay, let's solve that question. This one. Let's solve this question now. There is a bit exception in this question, so focus here. Focus on this question. That is 1 divided by x plus 1 divided by 3x. Now you see that 3x is the multiple of x. Before solving this question, let me explain you a question which contain number. 1 divided by or 2 divided by 3 plus 5 divided by 9. Let's solve this question together first. This is what we did in section number 1. Alright, so now let's simplify this question. So again, we have numerator and denominator. So again, we will do cross multiplication. So 3x times 1 is 3x, and x times 1 is x, and we will multiply these two together. So it is 3x square. Okay, 3x times x is 3x square. Okay, now 3x plus x is 4x, and we got 3x square there. So we have 2x in the denominator and 1x in the numerator. So 1x will cancel out with the numerator. So what will be left? So 4 by 3x will be left in the answer. So that is the simplified version. So I hope that is clear. Okay, so this is when there is plus or minus in two algebraic fractions. So this is the method to simplify that. You need to multiply, you need to do cross multiplication and multiply the denominator and write that. Okay, all right, now let's solve another question that is again very important, and that is here. It says that write this fraction, write this as a single fraction. There is plus, so again we will do the same, apply the same concept, cross multiply, and we will do. So let me write the question. So this is the question, let's solve it. So again, do cross multiplication, multiply that with the numerator and multiply this with that. So it will become 3x minus 2 plus 1x plus 3 divide by, multiply these two together and write that in the denominator. So it will become x plus 3 and x minus 2. Now let's simplify the numerator by multiplying this 3 inside the bracket. This is a single bracket question. So 3 times x is 3x, 3 times minus 2 is minus 6, and 1x plus 3. Write denominator as it is. Now 3x plus x is 4x. That 3x plus x is 4x. Minus 6 plus 3 is minus 3. Divided by x plus 3, x minus 2. That is the answer. Let's see the answer. Check the answer. It's the same thing. Okay. So this is how you simplify that. All right. So we are done with algebraic fraction. So these are your homework. You need to solve these questions. Okay. That is taking common question. You just need to take anything which is possibly common. Take that. You need to convert this division into multiplication form by flipping the right side fraction, and this is an addition question where you need to cross multiply the denominators and solve that. I hope that is clear. In the next lesson we will then start sequences. Till that, take care. Bye.